guys, I'm Mrs. Armstrong.
And I'm Mr. Brady.
And today we're going to talk about text features because we want to add some text features into our informational report. This makes it a little bit more engaging for our readers. So yesterday we talked about our editing checklist, so we made sure everything was good with our editing and our spelling and our revisions, and we added things where they needed to be. And today we're just going to talk about something kind of fun to add in there. Don't you think, Mr. Brady?
Absolutely. And I wanted to tell you, my mom was actually home, so she actually was able to proofread my paper.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I bet it sounds awesome. So today we are going to look at a mentor text where they have included a text feature. It's about hurricanes. Katrina, Matthew, and Irene are just a few of the names of different hurricanes that have created chaos over the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Weather experts have been naming hurricanes since the early 1950s. The World Meteorologist Organization found it to be easier to write and communicate about hurricanes when they had actual names. What is a hurricane? A hurricane is considered a natural disaster, or a natural event that causes great damage or a loss of life. More specifically, a hurricane is a violent tropical storm having winds higher than 72 miles per hour. These storms can be called other names as well. For example, in the northern Indian Ocean, they are known as cyclones, and in the western Pacific Ocean, they are known as typhoons. No matter what they are called, they are extremely destructive and can cause heavy flooding, damaging winds, landslides, and many deaths. How are they formed? There are several things that need to happen for a hurricane to form. First, the ocean water needs to be fairly warm, more than 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, winds need to come together and flow toward each other, creating pressure and moving them upward. Then, winds flow up higher and outward while humid air rises. Last, the lighter winds outside of the hurricane steer it, allowing it to grow bigger and bigger, thus forming a powerful hurricane.
What are the parts of a hurricane, you might ask? Many humans, insects, and animals, there are parts that make up a hurricane. Hurricanes have 3 different parts. One of the parts that make up these powerful storms is called the eye. The eye of the hurricane is the center of the storm. The entire storm will rotate around the eye of the hurricane. It is the calmest area of the storm. Another part of the hurricane is the eye wall. The eye wall surrounds the eye and has the strongest wind and rains of the storm. The last part of a storm are rain bands. These are the clouds that spin around and make the storm bigger. They have a range of 50 to 300 miles in length. Every hurricane is made up of these 3 parts. Hurricanes are dangerous, life-threatening storms that need to be taken seriously. However, understanding what they are, how they are formed, and their parts can be your first step in being prepared for these natural disasters. I don't know about you, Mrs. Armstrong, but I am so glad that they inserted that small text feature in their writing today, because then I can visualize and see exactly what they're talking about. And it's even labeled nice and clearly. The eye of the storm, the eye wall. I can see the bands of rain. It even shows me counterclockwise rotation. That must mean that's the way it travels.
Yes, Mr. Brady, I think that text features really help us as a reader, and they can help us visualize. Like when there's maps or timelines, pictures with captions, it makes it easy to find facts and kind of more engaging. So this is what you guys are going to work on in your report today. If you flip to your publishing pages, which are on pages 53 and 50, all the way up to 56, so you have lots of space, and they kind of look like this. These boxes right here are for you to include text features. So whatever, everybody's writing about a different topic. So whatever you think would fit well with your topic, if you're writing about a person, maybe you want to include a picture of them here, and maybe something else here depending on like how it applies to them. If you're writing about an animal, maybe you want to put in a picture of them here. First you're going to draw it, or you can print it from your computer and glue it in. Or you can just draw it, and then we're going to talk tomorrow about how to publish using our Google Docs. So we're going to actually type it anyway. So Mr. Brady and I were thinking as you're writing your good copy, if you want to just sketch something that you think would go well there, and then we can just Google image search it. There's probably an image on the internet for what you're thinking should go there. Mr. Brady wrote an excellent example of about his Ford Mustang, which we're going to see tomorrow. And he put a picture of the old car because in his first paragraph, his first body paragraph, he was talking about the history of the car. So it's a great place to put the very first Mustang that came out because it applies to the paragraph that he was writing about. And then on his last page, he was talking about Henry Ford, the man who invented the car. And so then he put a picture of him in there. So just try to find some text features. You can use maps, graphs, charts. It's hard to say exactly what to use because everybody's topic is so different. But just pick something that works well for you.
You guys are going to do great today.
Let us know if you have any questions.